Hello, and welcome to another episode of Bare Bones Wargaming, a show with no bells, no whistles, no frills, just a man, a camera, and his game. Today we're moving on with our Fires of Midway playthrough, and I've got some good news and bad news. The bad news is the last video I shot, technically part 4, something happened to the file, which is devastating given what happened during that video, but that's the bad news. The good news is this. Two things, actually. Two pieces of good news. I managed to catch a mistake I was making with my Wildcat cap against those 2 Kate and 1 Val formations coming in. Since there was a turkey shoot, I could go after 2 different ones, and I did, crippling both Kates. And as you can see, Yorktown sustained no damage. The Wasp got the nest activation in the last video, and then went medieval on this Wikaku. And as you can see, these Wikaku is burning like an old person's birthday cake right now. It's just lit up like a Roman candle. So that's what happened with that video. So hopefully we won't have the same thing happen this time. Now, at the end of last turn, I rolled the dice also for activations, and this time the Lexington came up. And by the way, this big green die, this is just a visual device to help me remember where I left off. I recommend something like that for solo play if you have to walk away for a little bit for whatever reason, because it just helps you remember, oh hey, this is where I was at, oh, that kind of thing. Sort of like not a mnemonic device, but kind of something like that for the game board. So the Lexington gets activated here, so let's get rolling. Now, the Lexington, as you can see, has a fire on the deck, and that's no good. When a fire is on the deck, you cannot launch planes. As you look here at this card number 5, you can see the fire with the slash, which means if there's any fires on your deck, whether it's this or whether it's this Wikaku, you cannot launch planes. So, as a result, I will not be able to turn into the wind. But what I will be able to do is choose this option here, Battle Stations. Now, Battle Stations gives you 2 repair points, and it also allows you to launch 2 planes. So, what I intend to do is this. Fix the fire, and then launch me some planes. So, first of all, there is, in the rulebook, there's a nice chart that lists all the damage control costs, okay? And as you can see here, we're going to be extinguishing a fire counter by removing it from the carrier. That only cost me 1 repair point. So, unfortunately, yeah, it's going to cost me 2 planes to launch because I have to go the repair route. So, now I get to launch 2 planes from the Lexington. Now, the question is, do I want to launch 2 bomber groups or escort them with a, oh, you know what? I can escort them. I just realized something when I'm looking here at the Lexington. All I got left is Devastators and Dauntlesses. Well, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and launch a pair of big Dauntless formations, and I'm going to fly back to where the Wikaku and the Hiryu are and try to light up the Hiryu like I lit up the Wikaku last video. So, here we go. Launching those planes. Count the spaces over here. On the board, it's only 1, 2 this time, which is good. Because the fuel consumption, or I should say the fuel ability of the American planes at this point in the war was a lot less than the Japanese planes. So how do we make out? Hey, hey, hey. Looky, no fuel can. 1 fuel can. So, what does that mean? Both of my bomber formations are going to come in ready to roll. Now, excuse me. Now we're going to check on the spawning roll here. Now, since there already is a cap on the Hiryu, I don't think I can bring up another one. I think I'm only allowed 1 cap. Yeah, I think that cap slot is full, so I cannot do that. And of course, the Zukakus cannot scramble anything because they're lit up. Come on, baby, light my fire kind of thing. So, actually, that's something else. But anyway, moving along. So, the Japanese will be able to get this smoking 0 up, and they'll take on our Dauntless. Now, I have 1 card left that I could use here. I hate to use the canceling dice, but if I play this and it cancels, the Japanese will get no dice to roll, and I'll just be able to get away. So you know what? I'm going to go for it. So I'm going to play that, And let's see, do the Japanese play a card? Of course they do. Again, it's only on a roll of 1 that it doesn't happen. Nope, and they just get an extra die too. So in the end, they'll get 1 die against my 3 dice. So here we go. So here comes the 0 coming in on us. Ooh, they rolled a 5. That's pretty good. How's my Dauntless group work out? Let's see. Come on, baby. Got 3 dice. 4, 3, and 1. Now, the good news, though, is, too, the 0 only gets 1 bullet. So, this exhausted 0 formation rolled a 4. Well, good news and bad news. Good news, still in the air. Bad news, we are smoking. And then this smoking cap will go back where it belongs. The other bad news is I'm out of cards almost completely at this point. And I still have the Yorktown to launch with here yet. Yeah, Yorktown hasn't done anything yet at all. Neither has this Wikaku, although obviously this Wikaku is just going to be trying to save itself here in a little bit. All right, I'm going to go for broke here and try to wipe out the 2 Japanese fleet carriers or cause as much damage as I possibly can, sort of thing. So, let's start out here with this one. We'll go ahead and we'll play Sitting Duck with the first Dauntless group as we go after the Hiryu. The Japanese play a defense card. Oh, curses! Curses, look! It's the crosshair one, and remember, the crosshair one cancels my card out. Ugh. By the way, if we both had crosshairs, because I don't think I mentioned this before, then both cards get canceled. So, that's frustrating. All right, the Japanese carrier gets 3 dice. Oh, got a 2, 1, and a 1. That's it. All right, my Dauntless group has 2 dice. Come on, baby. Yes, pair of 3s. You know what? That's not very high, but sometimes, like poker, sometimes a pair is all you need. So here we go. Here comes my Dauntless. What's the target card look like? Ooh, it's a rough target card. Only a 5 and a 6 is going to get me a hit. But the good news is I get 6 dice. You can see the 6 bomb icons there. So here we go. 2, 4, 6. Diving. Hey, hey, hey. Got a 6 and 2 5s. So the 6 will result in an Inferno. Let me slide this Wikaku down here. So we're getting a little crowded here. And it's also a critical hit, which moves the bulkhead up by 1. Now, the other 2 5s were only fire ones, but remember, we consolidate fires. So 2 fires equals an Inferno. So my first Dauntless group was fantastic. As you can see, the Hiryu is now burning also. And we still got one more group to come in. So here comes the second one. Now I'm debating, should I really play my other card? I've got 2 on here. Should I press it to the limit? Excuse me. Yeah. No. I'm going to save this card for the Yorktown. Because the Yorktown's going to get a chance to get a nice strike in here on somebody. Because again, Wikaku, if they go next, it doesn't matter. They've got to save themselves. They're going to have to save the ship, as it were. So, here we go. So, I'm not going to play a card. The Japanese player is also not going to play a card. What? Righty? Well, so much for that. Okay, they get 2 dice. Here we go. They got a 5 and a 3. Ooh, I only get 1 die. I need at least a 5. Remember, bombers win ties. Boom! It's a 5. And if you don't believe me, there it is. So here we go. I get 4 bomb drops. But of course, we first have to see what's our damage card look like. Excuse me. Having some allergy problems this morning. Ooh, it's a good one. 4, 5, and 6. Our hits. Here we go. 4 dice. You know, as soon as I say that, of course, there's certain things I've learned in life. You should keep your mouth shut about certain things. You know, I say that, and then, of course, what do I roll? Let me show you what I rolled. I rolled a 5, a 2 2s, and a 1. So basically, I got 1 hit, and it wasn't even a critical hit to move that bulkhead along. Now, why is that important? That will be important come the damage phase at the end. So we got another fire counter, which is good. Fire is good in this game, but it could have been better. Frustrating. Okay, time to limp our way home. So, the Field Dauntless, no trouble. The Smoking Dauntless, now fortunately we're only 2 spaces away from home. He rolls a 4, he makes it home. Okay. All right. So now that leaves us with just the Yorktown and the Zuikaku left to activate this turn. So let's see who gets the high die roll. Survey says it is the Zuikaku. Now, the Zuikaku will have to work on saving itself. So now we'll get to another set of the rules. The bottom part of the card, which is the save the ship action. Now you can see there's 6 repair points there, and you can draw 2 cards if you choose that option. But of course, in the solo game, not necessary because the Japanese player gets a card practically all the time. Now, 6 repair points will go a long way, but now I have a big decision to make here about this Zuikaku. Because here's the thing. 5 repair points will let me slide this back 1 space, but that'll leave me with only 1 repair point, which means no fires. Now, at the end of the turn here, we'll see, next video, the more stuff you have going on, the more damage, the more chances you have of your carrier being completely devastated. So, if I choose to use the 6 repair points to get rid of the Infernos, well, I could do a couple of things. I could flip 2 of them for 4 and then get rid of 2 5s. So I could reduce my Infernos down by that. I could go 2 4 6 and reduce them down to 3 fires. Whew. But if I move the bulkhead back, then the carrier will not automatically get flipped at carrier carnage, which is at the end of the turn. You know what? Even though the Zuikaku will probably end up crippled and those fires will not end up out, I'm going to try and save it and hope it goes early in the next turn for the Japanese. So I'm going to spend my 5 repair points, sliding the bulkhead back 1 space. So that's that. Which now leaves us, of course, with just the Yorktown left to activate. So the Yorktown gets to go last. Nice thing here is Yorktown is all healthy, and the Yorktown will be able to turn into the wind and get 4 planes into the air. Now, with 4 planes, I could do a couple of things. Now, the 2 CVLs are undetected. They're just hanging out doing whatever. I could go back after the Zuikaku and the Hiryu and try to get them both up to their ruptured bulkheads, get them flipped, and then get them sunk. Or I could go after the 2 CVLs. But remember, the CVLs took a beating early in the game because they went first. They went first and second activations, and they lost a lot of planes, too, doing so. You know what? I'm going for the knockout punch. Yep, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go for the knockout punch. So I'm going to go ahead, and I am going to launch 4 planes. I think I still have 4 Dauntless cards. I should, because Yorktown is not activated yet. Yep, I'm going to go ahead and launch my 4 Dauntless dive bomber groups and send them after the Hiryu and the Zuikaku. So I'll probably go heavy, light, heavy, light. So, and what I mean by that is this. Got the one with the 6 icon and the one with the 4. So team up those 2 on the Hiryu, those 2 on the Zuikaku. All right, let's check our fuel situation. We're only 2 spaces away, so we draw 2 cards. Here we go. 1 gas tank. That's good. 2 gas tanks. Sweet! We got a headwind that carried us right to the Japanese carriers. Now, of course, the Japanese Zero that's smoking, those guys are left up in the air, tired as can be because they got no place to land. We'll worry about them landing here a little bit later. Excuse me. Again, I'm having trouble with allergies today. I'm not sure why. All right, so what we're going to do here at this point is I'm going to go ahead and end this video before the Yorktown launches its attack, because it will take some time to do that. And we'll get the Zero scrambled into the air, and let's see if we can get some more critical hits, get both of these carriers flipped for next time. So, as the planes from the Yorktown roar out across the ocean, spotting the flat tops with the big rising sun symbols, this is Tim Korshnoy signing off from Bare Bones Wargaming. And we'll see you next time as we see can the Yorktown put a fork in it, so to speak, against the IJN. See you then.